Well, good morning. A little earlier than I've been, and I apologize for that, but it is the holidays, and it is necessary for me to go around and say Merry Christmas to some people. And I'll say it now, but I'm going to say it several times again. I hope everybody's having a great year, a great end of the year. Merry Christmas now. I know politics are hanging over some of us like me and a few others with the Social Security and the Medicare and everything else, but I have a hunch, and I'm praying that things will work out all right in the end. All right. If they don't, there's going to be war in the United States, civil war. Okay, and I don't want to see that. I read enough about the first one to know that that's not something you want to see. All right. Here's the first thing you're going to hear about is some Democrats are now calling Musk President Musk because of the way he handled that spending bill, where he got everybody to squash it, and Trump wanted the debt ceiling removed, and I don't understand that. What are you going to do? You're going to that's how you survive? You drive us deeper into debt? I thought you were going to fix everything. He's not. He's going to break some more shit. That's the way he is. He's not a smart man when it comes to a lot of things. I mean, he's a good manipulator, but that's about all. So I'm fairly certain that he's not in charge and that Musk might be in charge, but, who knows? Trump is pissed because Elon's getting credit for stopping it, and they're calling Elon president, and Trump's ego is going to get involved in this sooner or later. And when that happens, either Musk is going to turn into a little pussy in the corner, or there's going to be some serious problems. And maybe Musk and Ramsworthy don't get Dodge after all, or Doge, or whatever you want to call it. But we'll have to wait and see there too. It's a strange set of circumstances, because as I read the articles this morning, it would appear that the memos went out from Musk on X before Trump said a word. Trump hadn't really publicly gotten involved with the spending bill at all up until that point. And then Musk said it, and then Trump said it, but of course Trump is saying cancel it. He doesn't want the bill passed unless they get rid of the spending ceiling, the debt ceiling. And I don't know that if that ever would have worked, but now Trump is saying that he gave permission for Musk to send that memo out, and I got to tell you, that's not the case. That's just Trump trying to cover his ass. Trump is. I think we've elected a truly delusional president. I think he's got issues, and I think that's why he wasn't there, and I think that's why they let Musk stay there, because he's supposedly handling Trump, and he's not doing a very good job of it, and he's going to find himself out in the street, and then things are going to get really interesting, because Trump will be out of control and nobody there to kick him in the balls to slow him down. So we'll see. Now there's no shutdown until they have to bring the bill back up by, I think, March 14th or something like that, the funding bill. Right before tax season. They always do it before something eventful happens. They try to do that so that there's some distractions there. And in March 14th, around there, you have the tax season coming up and everything that's going on around it with it, and then you'll see, it's a distraction. I worry about what this distracted people from, politicians from, I still don't know whether the cancer research for children got put back in the bill or not. Nobody's talking about that on either side so far. There's no article to saying that. They're talking about other things. I guess they don't consider children with cancer a issue. You know, with cancer, the treatments are very, very expensive. And cancer disrupts the whole family. I know because I've had a couple incidences in my family. My father, and it just about drove us into poverty. You know, insurance, there's such a thing as insurance runs out. There's no money left, you know. Most people think if you're insured, you get insurance forever. It's like Social Security. My Social Security will not last forever. You know, there'll be cuts or something to it. You know, it has to happen because you can't keep people alive that long. Anyhow, so cancer is I forgot the comedian's name. He's very popular, black comedian. And I've said this before. You know, his big skit on cancer was that, you know, that there's no cures because there's no money in the cure, and that's what's going on now. You have this funding bill, and I'm surprised they didn't put it through because it's how they're going to, you know, these idiots that aren't doing anything, they're going to get things done, supposedly. I'm not sure that's going to happen. Now, in kids with cancer, it caused people to think about it. That's what got polio cured, not the adults that had. It was a juvenile disease, and that's basically more. And lifelong treatment was necessary, and that's what they, you know, and an iron lung in your living room. You know, this was what stopped polio and the vaccine that came out. Cancer is diversified to the extent that I don't know whether there can be a single vaccine for it. The researchers are researching lung cancer, liver cancer. They all break it down separately. And I kind of believe that cancer is there until something you do wakes it up. I think it's in the human body. I think it's part of a time clock, you know, to your existence on this planet. And you'll do something not realizing what it is, you know, and you're going to get cancer. I once talked to a doctor, and this was when I was smoking, and he said to me, he said, you know, you can stop the damage by quit smoking. But he said, let me tell you something. He said, cancer can be caused by a single cigarette. Because like I said, he kind of hinted to the same way I believe that cancer is present in the body, on everybody's body, and that you'll do something that will trigger it. And you take this one cigarette in conjunction with some emotional problem or something like that, or whatever, and the next thing you know, you wake up, you got lung cancer. Because you can watch a person smoke their entire life, 2 packs a day, and nothing happens, other than the fact that their lungs look like shriveled up raisins or something like that, you know. And it's hard. They get emphysema or something, which is hard to causes breathing problems. But the actual cancer, no. Yet somebody who's never smoked in their life can get lung cancer just by being in the presence of somebody. They say in the presence of somebody who is smoking. I believe that there's enough. You look out my window and you see this haze out there and you say, oh, it's a cloudy day. No, it's not. That's pollution. The air quality down here is disgusting, you know, and I feel it in my lungs, you know. It's harder to breathe every year. And I don't blame it on old age. I blame it on the altitude, number one, of course, but I also blame it on the pollution. So cancer's got a lot of variables to it as to what causes it. So to come out with a vaccine, you would have to identify this bacteria that I believe everybody has. That's the only way you'll get a universal vaccine for cancer. And I don't know whether they're researching it that way or not. But I think it's, well, I'll call it a sleeper bacteria that's inside you, and you know, But to cut out the research for children, I don't know whether these guys are actually doing any good in their research or not. As I said, I'm part of the people that believe that there is a cure out there, but they're not going to tell you about it. Number one, if it does come out, it'll be one of the most expensive drugs ever seen in the world. And only Elon Musk could probably be able to afford it. But it's also a cancer keeps the pharmaceutical businesses in business. Disgusting as that is. Now, getting back to this President Musk thing, I don't think he's politically motivated by any party in particular. I think he's an opportunist. And I think he went where it looked like he had the best opportunity to gain tremendous influence. And all he's in there for like what Trump's in there for. He's in there to make himself richer. And apparently he's already made $40 billion out of being in this Doge thing, and all his contracts with the government and everything, SpaceX and all that stuff, where's he getting the money from? Us. It's not using any of his money for that. God forbid he's using the U.S. government, which is taxpayer money, which is our money, to fund his trip to space. I don't know. I find that to be disgusting, but what am I supposed to do? But I believe Trump is an opportunist more than anything else, and I believe if something happens here, he'll switch to the Democratic Party because he wants these contracts. And you don't understand a government contract. They shut him down. Somebody comes in and takes it over tomorrow morning. It may not be one individual this time. It might be a bunch of people, but they can do it tomorrow morning. I guess, I'm an independent, but that doesn't mean I'm an opportunist. My independence is based upon whether I think this person is a good person or not, and not a party structure. I don't, because I don't believe everything the Democrats want. Excuse me, and I don't believe in everything that I believe practically in nothing the Republicans want, but that doesn't mean that they haven't had a good idea every once in a while. I thought the border wall was a joke. Because first of all, the way he went about it made a mistake. It's not something that can't be done. It's something that couldn't be done the way he wanted it to be done. And he lied to the American people and said that Americans won't pay for it. The president of Mexico will pay for it, which is if you didn't know that was bullshit when it was coming out of his mouth, there's something really, really wrong with you. Don't even try to tell me why you voted for somebody or not, because you don't understand politics at all. Trump is a manipulator, and obviously we become extremely manipulative because of the size of our country and because of social media. His kid figured that out. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. A 12-year-old. What am I talking about? An 8-year-old could figure that out. Probably a 5-year-old could figure it out now. That social media is the way to go. There's a reason that you have influencers. The term influencer. Trump is an influencer. He is the greatest influencer. And now Musk is understanding that because he's using his Twitter base to do things that he really hasn't tried before, because he wasn't in a position to do it. He'd have to go against the government. Now he is the government. So it's easier for him to use Twitter. And Twitter isn't the most popular social media out there. There are like Mastodon's various what do they call them? I forget what they call them, but anyhow, I am on two of them. I'm on Social and I'm on Universidon. But you have Blue Sky that's out there that's just jumping up and down. And there's a lot of them that are going to be going after TikTok if TikTok folds. Okay, now my two I don't think can handle the videos that, I've tried putting up videos and they're always too big, so I don't know how you're going to do that. X is pretty good at that, unfortunately, but I don't think X can sustain itself because you can't have it, the unpopularity of Musk, especially if he goes out and he does something to Social Security and Medicare or any of the social benefits that we get. People call them entitlements. They're not. We invest in them ourselves, All right. I'm bored. Saturday. We got football games tomorrow. I'll do that in the morning tomorrow because I really haven't looked at the schedule yet and I don't want to start saying things I don't know anything about. All right, so everybody have a great Saturday afternoon. Go get your Christmas shop. This is the biggest shopping day of the year today. So if you've got to go to a mall, I suggest Body Armor, comfortable shoes, and patience. Take care, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.